everybody, so my name is Sunshine Newbie. Today I'm going to be doing the controversial parenting tag. Okay, so the first question is pro-life versus pro-choice. I'm going to say pro-choice because I feel like it's up to a woman to decide what she wants to do with her body. You know, even Tupac said the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, oh, you know, you finna have this baby. Alright, yeah, so the second one is baby wearing. I don't know why that would be controversial, you know, if you got your baby attached to you. Unless somebody believes that it's spoiling a baby, which I don't believe in anyways. How would it negatively impact a child or a baby for you to be wearing them? Then the third one is circumcision. I don't know. See, I didn't know the controversy behind this until I watched a video the other day. And it was talking about how painful it is for the baby to, you know, get circumcised. So I don't know. I know that when babies do get circumcised, that it's less risk of infection and less risk of them getting AIDS, I believe. But some people say it's cosmetic, and I can see that, but you know, at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say that it's really up to the parents. Like, if they choose to have their kids circumcised, that's their decision. Number 4 is adoption. I believe in adoption. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there who don't have homes, and if, you know, somebody wants to adopt, that's great. Alright, so number 5 is baby piercing. So I was just talking to my boyfriend about this, and I was saying that I want my daughter's ears to be pierced like around 3 months, or maybe you just say year old or whatever, but I want her ears pierced while she's a baby. You know, he believes that it's purely cosmetic and that there's, you know, really not a reason to do that so early and cause pain to the child. But I don't really think it's like, piercing your ear, that's not painful. Like, it's not really that serious, you know. And I feel like it's better to do it now while the baby is still a baby. You know, some babies don't even cry. Like, I think most babies cry because it's kind of scary, but I'd rather get it over and done with now, you know, just in case she wants it later. And if, you know, I know some people feel like, oh, you taking away her decision to wear piercings or whatever. You don't want them, take it out. You want them, put them back in. Like, it's really not that serious. But okay, number 6. Oh, and it's up to the parent. Like, I feel like a lot of people are putting their noses too much into how other parents parent. You know what I mean? So it's really up to what the parent decides. Number 6, breast milk versus formula. I'm definitely going to say breast milk just because I know it's healthier for the child, and it helps the child brain to develop faster and better, and it helps the child to develop their bodies better, you know, and quicker, I guess. But I know I've seen a post, not even a post, but like an article, you know, comparing one child who was formula fed and one child who was breastfed. And the child who was breastfed was, you know, bigger, healthier, plumper. So that definitely convinced me. But I know research sides with breast milk because of the nutrients it provides that's not in formula. Number 7, spanking. This is a hard one just because I just had a baby. She's only 2 months old. But I'm going to side with spanking. Well, you know, I think that it might be necessary sometimes, like if they're doing something like really, really bad. But ultimately, I don't think it's necessary if you have the skills, you know, to communicate with your child effectively and let them know what's wrong and what's not wrong. But sometimes that can only get you so far, I understand. That should definitely be your first resort, not spanking. So yeah. So number 8 is co-sleeping, how I feel about co-sleeping. And this actually has been really difficult for me because my instinct is like, you know, holding my baby close to me, you know, especially when she's sleeping or when she's feeding. So it's kind of like hard to get in the habit of feeding her and then laying her down in her bassinet and not close to me. So that's definitely different. But I understand that what's that?
You can see some drawers in there.
You need some drawers?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Kimber. Let me see.
See what?
Where? Sorry. There you go, shirt dirty.
So with co-sleeping, it's like natural for me to just want my baby to be close to me, like I explained. But I understand the risk of my baby dying from co-sleeping. You know, it's not safe for your baby to be in a bed with you while you're sleeping, because you can easily like turn over and suffocate the baby. A cover could easily get on the baby, suffocate the baby, and that's a horrible experience. So I'm definitely not trying to experience that, and I'm trying to get out of the habit of doing that. And then if you do co-sleep, I think that it should be done in a safe way. So definitely not putting your baby in a bed when it's two parents in a bed. And if you do want your baby in the bed with you, to have them on their own blanket on top of your cover, even if that makes sense. It just makes it really neat, and not a lot of stuff on the bed, no pillows, nothing like that. Number 9, home versus public versus private versus charter schooling. I'm all for homeschooling. I'm actually all for public schooling as well. Private would be fine. Charter schools, well, where I'm from, charter schools have a bad rep, but I wouldn't have a problem with sending my kid to a public school. It would just have to be a good one, because I know where I'm from, public schools in Flint are not very adequate. They don't have a lot of funding, a lot of resources. It's a lot of kids to a classroom. A lot of, schools are closing down, and that's just too much. So if I do put my kid in a public school, it would have to be a really, really good one. With private schools, that's also difficult because, when you have a black child, a lot of the private schools are Catholic, i.e. white, like 90-something% white. And so me putting my kid into a private school, that would be my concern. That and the cash, but that would be my concern. It's the culture shock and, having my kids grow up in a type of environment. Hold on, I'm trying to word this so y'all don't get offended, but a type of environment where, she has to feel like she has to conform to white culture, and how do I say that? That's kind of hard to say. But okay, that's my thoughts about private school. I'm gonna just leave that one alone. Charter schools, I can see how they might be good, but I haven't really done too much research, so I'll have to do more research on that. And homeschooling, I feel like that's a great choice, especially not to be all throughout this video, but in public schools, charter schools, private schools, all those schools, you have to worry about whitewashed education, especially when it comes to history. When you are a minority of any kind, woman, black, Mexican, Hispanic, same thing. But, even Asian, like all of that is whitewashed. You have to worry about that. And so I understand the benefit for my child as a black woman would be to learn her history, know the truth about her history, and grow up in truth and not in lies, or not in a whitewashed classroom serving whitewashed education. You know what I'm saying? With whitewashed books, there's whitewashed everything. Okay, so it would be ideal for me to homeschool my baby, but I understand that might not be feasible if I want to pursue my career. Just because I'm younger, I want to pursue my career and still be in school, everything like that. So we'll have to see about that. 10 vaccinations. This is a hard one, and I feel like people are gonna get mad at me. Either way I go, it'll be somebody not agreeing. But I understand why people are wary of all these vaccines they put in our babies. Like, it's a lot. And then me hearing that it's like 7 vaccines being put in your child at one time at 2 months old. My baby appointment tomorrow, so we have to see about that. But yeah, that's a lot, and I know it's scary. Definitely hearing the stories about it, but I also understand the other side that, okay, you don't want to take these vaccines, but what about what we're protecting you from? Because if measles come back it's a wrap. And if polio come back, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, I can see how it would be irresponsible to not protect your child. I don't know. I wish I could say, you know, trust your doctor, but these doctors are not trustworthy. You know, nobody's trustworthy. So you just have to do the research on yourself, by yourself, and be aware of the biases. You know, come up with a decision. But okay, so 11, medicating children. It's a no. Alright, 12, cloth and disposable diapers. Disposable. Cloth, I haven't tried them, but I don't like handling poop. And I feel like that would force me to handle poop more than I want to. So it's a no. I'm going to go with disposable. Okay, 13 is CIO Method. Let me look that up really quick because I don't know what that is. Oh, ooh, okay. I've been wanting to talk about this one. It's the last one. All right, so the cried out method. It's a no. No, I'm not gonna have my baby crying. Okay, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm not gonna have my baby crying. You know, it's no. Cried out method. Okay, I understand. You know the logic behind people saying let them cry it out and everything like that, but it's a false logic. Like, you saying that babies crying it out will help them to be independent. No, it will not. Babies do not have the brain, or babies don't have the capacity. You know, their brain is not developed enough to say to put two and two together. So to say, oh, I'm crying, my mother isn't coming for me, so let me stop crying and figure out how to make myself stop crying, or figure out how to, you know, fix it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it works. No, like, a baby is crying because something is wrong, because they want to be held, which is totally okay. Like, hold your baby. But I understand people don't want to be holding their baby all the time, and it makes it hard to get a babysitter. But it's no, don't. If you can help it, I would say do not let your baby cry it out. I do not want my baby to cry it out. There's also research that says, you know, babies who cry for long periods of time experience stress, which in turn, it sounds like I'm lying, but this is true. Like, I read this. But babies who cry for a long period of time, it stresses them out, which hinders the development of some part of their brain. You'll have to look it up, but like, I don't feel like it's necessary. And I feel like your baby was in your stomach for 9 months and they come out into this world, and all of a sudden it's just, you know, when babies do that, you know, they probably want to be comforted. Like, they want to be up under you. Like, imagine you was in somebody's belly for 9 months, which you were, and then you come out into a whole different world. Like, yeah, you want to be comforted and you want to be up under your mother. Like, you want something familiar. So that's a baby's way of saying, like, okay, hold me, or something is wrong with me, or I need my diaper changed, or I am hungry, and you'll be missing out on all those things because you're trying to let the baby cry it out. So I don't agree, but to each his own. Thank you for watching. That was the parenting tag. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. What do you think about all those topics? Leave them in the comments. Don't be arguing in my comment section. I'm not gonna argue with you in my comment section. Okay, that's mean, but yeah, just leave what you think below, or what you believe about, you know, crying out and breastfeeding and formula feeding and everything like that. Okay, girl.